Over the course of Viridian Flashback, I have talked about games from developers who, after they release said game, they either make maybe one or two more than shut down, or just close their doors right after, with the Guy game and Tao Fang as some examples. Sadly, this is the case of Circle Studios, a dev team based in the UK made up of former members of Core Design, the original creators of Tomb Raider. In 2005, with publishing duties going to Capcom, Circle Studios released their first and only console game without warning.
Now, I've never played this game before. Yeah, I've seen it at GameStop when it was brand new, and I'd see the cover and think, oh, this looks pretty cool, and especially the info on the back, but I never really gave it a shot. Plus, the critics' reviews of this game were just very harsh. But even though they were harsh, does that mean that this game is really that bad? I mean, is it so bad that a studio had to close its doors almost immediately after? Well, there's only one way to find out, so let's take a look at Without Warning.
Taking a page from the show 24, Without Warning's story is set over 12 hours and told through the perspective of 6 characters. 3 members of a Special Forces unit, veteran Kyle Rivers, the rookie Jack Hooper, and bomb specialist Ed Regan, security guard Dave Wilson, secretary Tanya Shaw, and news cameraman Ben Harrison. A terrorist group led by a man named Durbik have taken over a chemical plant and have planted bombs and taken hostages. With time running out, it's up to these 6 to stop Durbik's evil plan of wiping out humanity. So far, Without Warning leads with a pretty decent story, playing out like an episode of The Epic Adventures of Jack Bauer. Plus, having the paths of these 6 interact and intertwine with each other as the game progresses is something really cool, and reminded me of Winback 2, which had a similar mechanic. As a third-person shooter, Without Warning splits the stages between the 6 characters. Rivers and Hooper spend their stages progressing through eliminating terrorists and saving hostages, while occasionally picking locks and hot-wiring junction boxes. Regan, being the bomb specialist, also has the task of disarming bombs through his stages, as well as saving and shooting. Wilson mostly just goes from stage to stage taking out baddies, while Tanya mostly must sneak around enemies to reach her goals. Each character has their one unique weapon. Rivers has a semi-automatic sniper rifle, Hooper an assault rifle, Regan a shotgun, with the 3 having grenades as well. Wilson has a pistol, and Tanya has pepper spray and a fire extinguisher, which will only blind the enemies for a short while. While playing as these different characters is cool, the biggest problem is that the majority of them all play the same, with changes so slight that it doesn't really enhance the experience. Wilson and the Spec Ops guys are practically interchangeable. Their guns all do the same amount of damage, and with the difference of maybe disarming bombs or opening gates, you really could have cut 2 of them out of the game and it been fine. As for Tanya, while it's refreshing to have a different playstyle in between the shooting, her segments still feel rough. For example, when you're spotted, instead of a game over, which I normally am not a fan of, you're instead having to flee from the gunfire. And since pepper spray doesn't last long, you're basically going to get gunned down in a matter of seconds. That or get blown up by the C4 that you can't destroy. Truthfully, the best character in the game is the one I haven't even mentioned yet, Harrison, the cameraman. Yeah, he does have a gun and doesn't take as much damage as the big boys, but his missions where he must film footage to send back to his boss is pretty cool. I kind of wish the whole game was just about him, but sadly, you don't really play as him till closer to the end. However, that's not the only thing about this game that's off. The camera is just atrocious, flinging madly about and getting in too close when you don't need it to. It's like if the Lakitu that controlled the camera in Super Mario 64 just found out before the adventure that his wife left him for her orthodontist and he got really stinko. Okay, that's a bit off, but still. On top of that, the AI is just insane. Rooms you thought you've cleared will have refilled with enemies that have impeccable aim in no time. This is a major pain in the ass when you're trying to use a med kit or defusing a bomb, as getting shot will cancel the action out. On the presentation side of things, the visuals aren't fantastic, but they won't destroy the gameplay. Stages are mostly either indoors, meaning tons of metallic colors, or outside at night, meaning tons of metallic colors against a black backdrop. And the characters are decent enough. Although it really cracks me up that the interactions and cutscenes have moving lips while in-game, their mouths are sewn shut, it seems. For audio, it's just meh in both departments. The voice actors sound like they're either bored or being told to ham up stereotypes, while the music is pretty forgettable.
Looks like they finally caught that girl.
Yes, she gave them quite a runaround before they finally got her.
I saw what she did to Mustafa's face. She nearly blinded him.
Very unpleasant.
Well, she'll be joining the rest of the hostages as part of Derbek's human shield.
Jones, is the area secure?
Looks clear.
Fire in the hole, American!
RPG! Command! Jones is down! I'm on my own! We were compromised. They were waiting for us.
There's a great idea within Without Warning. The idea of playing one night between 6 characters, having their actions intertwine with each other, is really cool. But when the majority of your cast plays exactly the same and the best character is hardly in the game, it's a big fumble. Plus, a drunk camera never helps at all. For those who can knuckle through these issues, you may have a great time here. For everyone else, heed this very early warning. Like I mentioned earlier, after Without Warning came and bombed, Circle Studios made a few DVD player-based games before closing up their doors for good.
You know, games like Without Warning, it's really sad to see an up-and-coming development studio go under just because their one game tanked, but knowing me and this show, there's going to be plenty more of these coming up, so until that time, this is the Dali Popka saying, as always, stay green, my friends. I'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode and want more of me and the Big Green, then click that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when new content arrives. I want to say a special thank you to my patrons for helping not just the channel grow, but me as a creator. You have my forever thanks. If you're interested in the channel and would like to help it grow further, consider becoming a patron today. For the cost of a soda or an item on the dollar menu, you can help myself and the channel provide the best source of Big Green programming and more. Once again, all the thanks and love.